Hey, what's up everybody? It is April 27th, 2020 and we are ready for TNT today. So if you've been following TNT for a while, you can probably remember back in October we devoted the entire month to going out and actually modeling candy using Inventor. And the reason is that we're making the things that we're creating actually relevant to the kids. And then I have no idea how I missed this one, but this is a ring pop. And I don't know why I never even thought about that for this. This is perfect. It's a two-part assembly, and there's some really good features out there. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that today. Depending on the time and what I have going on this week, maybe we can go ahead and just do this outside of Inventor. Maybe we take a look at Onshape for a change, maybe Fusion. I don't know. We're going to see what happens. So let's go ahead and let's get started with Inventor. Jumping over into the Inventor environment, we're going to come out here and go to New. We're going to select the standard inch IPT and go ahead and hit Create. Once we're here, we're going to start a 2D sketch. Pick on any work plane, does not matter. And what we're going to do first is we're going to come out here, we're going to find polygon, we're going to start from the origin, and I'm going to come up here and I'm going to switch this to a circumscribed polygon. This needs to be an 8-sided polygon. So yes, it is an octagon. So what we're going to do is we're going to track this from the origin. We're going to go ahead and keep this point as we're dragging this up. We're going to keep that vertical. We're going to go ahead and place that. So now I'm going to go ahead and just dimension from the top to the bottom, and this needs to have a distance of 0.5. Once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and finish the sketch. I'm going to come over here to the origin folder. I'm going to find the plane that sketch is currently on. I'm going to right click on that, go ahead and turn the visibility on, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a 2D sketch. I'm going to come here, I'm going to pick, hold, and drag off this border. I'm going to send this back. Please note, in this case, it's going back a negative distance, so I'm going to go ahead and type in negative 0.25. So now we have a new work plane to work on. I'm going to come out here, go to Polygon, start this once again from the origin, making sure to switch this over to circumscribed, and I'm going to go ahead and just bring this up, keeping that vertical above it. I'm going to go ahead and add a dimension here from the top to the bottom, and that needs to have a distance of 0.75. I'm going to go ahead and finish the sketch. Start a 2D sketch again, come here to the second work plane. I'm going to pick, hold, and drag. I'm going to go ahead and offset that work plane back. We're going to keep this at distance of negative 0.75, and I'm going to go ahead and just green check it. Once again, polygon needs to be circumscribed, an 8-sider. Start here from the origin. Go ahead and just send this straight up, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and just dimension this to our original dimension, which was 0.5. So now I'm going to go ahead and finish the sketch. Alright, so let's go ahead, let's try this. Let's go with loft. I'm going to go ahead and pick the small octagon and take that to the second octagon. I'm going to go ahead and say OK. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and flip this over, and I'm going to come out here and go to loft again. I'm going to look for that profile, so I selected that, and I'm going to take it to this profile. I'm going to go ahead and say OK, and now that has gone out there and created that sort of jewel-looking, model that we can see right there in the ring pop. So I'm going to come out here and shut down some work planes, just like so. Okay, so we can sort of see what it is we're looking at, and then all I'm going to do is here at the end, I'm going to start a 2D sketch, pick the end of this. I'm going to go in there and draw my circle. And that needs to be a diameter of, I think that was 0.1875. That sounds about right. I'm going to go ahead and finish the sketch. I'm going to go ahead and do my extrude. Okay, that needs to be a cut to a distance of about 0.25 in. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. Okay, so I can sort of see the jewel part of the ring pop. It's ready to go. And at this point, if you want to, you can come out here and add some really fine fillets to it. We can just add that 0.02 radius to all fillets and rounds that make this up. Actually, I might just take off the fillet. Let's just leave it. Let's just go with that. Alright, so it's sort of rounded over. Okay, it looks pretty good. Alright, so we have that part done. Now we're going to go ahead and get started on the base of this. So this is the base of the actual ring pop. So I'm going to go out here and go to New. New standard inch IPT. I'm going to go ahead and do a Create. Start a 2D sketch. Go to Circle. I'm going to start this from the origin. That needs to have a diameter of 1.5. I'm going to finish the sketch. I'm going to go ahead and just do a simple extrusion here, about a 1/16 of an inch or 0.0625. I'm going to go ahead and say OK. Alright, so we need, I don't know, we need the thing on the top of it. It's actually going to go into the actual candy part. So let's start a 2D sketch here. Let's go to circle, and that needs to have a diameter of 0.1875, just like we made a couple minutes ago. Let's go ahead and finish the sketch up. Let's go ahead and do an extrude. Let's send that out a distance of 0.25, just like so. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here to the origin folder. I'm going to find a plane that goes right through the center of this. So this could be a good candidate. That could be a good candidate. That obviously wouldn't work. So it does not matter which one you pick on. I'm going to go ahead and just turn the visibility on with this one. I'm going to start a 2D sketch right here. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to track off the origin. I'm going to bring this straight down. I'm going to create a circle that has a diameter like 0.75. That'll work. I'm going to go ahead and just dimension from this line to the center point, just like so. And I don't know, let's take it the distance of 0.5 down. Alright, so I'm going to start here from the top. I'm going to send this over a distance of like 0.25. And I'm going to go ahead and just draw a line down. Okay, so what I'm going to first do is I'm going to make sure that this center point is fixed, and this is saying it's over constraining it, so it already is. But what we also have to make sure we do is make sure that this center point and this point are vertically aligned. So that's done. Now I can come and use my tangent constraint, pick this line and pick this circle. It's going to bring that over just like so, and now I can come out here and just trim this portion out. Alright, so I want the same thing that we just did here over on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw a line starting from the center point here and bring that straight down. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just use mirror. So I can come in here and filter this out, okay, and just use that selection window like so. I'm going to go ahead and use my I'm sorry, I have one more piece of geometry, so this line as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the red arrow for my mirror line, come down here, find the mirror line, hit apply. I'm going to send that over, and now we can come out here and just do a little trimming. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just draw a circle from here. I'm going to bring this over. Okay, just look for the width I'm sort of looking for the actual finger. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and draw a line starting from the center point, and I just want to go ahead and just sort of notch this out. So I can mirror this line, red arrow, use this as my mirror line, hit apply, it's going to swing it over, and now I can come out here and start trimming this out. Okay, so just like that, we now basically have the portion underneath that ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the sketch. I'm going to come out here, do an extrude. It needs to be a symmetrical extrusion. I'm going to go ahead and pick the profile, and I'm just going to, I don't know, bring this out like 0.1875 like so, and say okay. Alright, so there is that ring portion on the bottom of it. So at this point in time, we want to go ahead and round some things off, just so there's no sharp corners. Okay, and I'm going to come out here and just use loop, and I'm going to come out here and grab all those features that I'm sort of needing. You might want to start dropping that radius out, so I'm going to send it back to like 0.02. I'm going to start just using all these loops and make sure that they're all selected, just so everything is rounding that out. I'm going to go ahead and say okay. And now we can see that's looking pretty good. Alright, so that's the base component of it. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick save as. I'm going to call this ring pop base. And I'm going to go ahead with the actual jewel. I forgot to do this earlier. I'm going to call this ring pop candy. And now we can come out here and go into our assembly. And we can go ahead and start placing what we need. So we're going to go ahead and just bring in our ring pop base first. That comes in. Once that comes in, just verify that it's grounded. So you can right click on it, make sure it's grounded. And now we can come out here and go to place. We can find our ring pop candy. We can drop that in. Alright, and now it is just a matter of coming out here and using some insert constraints. So we say constraint, we go to insert. And I'm just going to come right here, so I want to insert that into this, and we hit apply. Okay, and you know, the next thing we could do is we just jump on this. We come out here to origin, turn the plane on, it's going right down through the center of that, jump back into the assembly, and you know, we could do a mate or a flush just this easy. So we could say, hey, I want this work plane to be flush with this work plane. I hit apply. Alright, I can shut everything down real quick. Alright, and that's a ring pop. Okay, just that simple. Okay, we just did 2 parts and an assembly pretty fast. Now obviously you can go out there and start messing around with your materials. This is a good time where you can go out there and start editing materials like glass, giving it the red tint that you're looking for. You know, there's all sorts of fun things you can do with it. But there you go. That is a ring pop with Inventor on today's TNT Today. I'll talk to you soon.